Welcome. We're back with the Fanema Movie Podcast. This is episode 15. Once again, I'm joined by my co-host, Carrot. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing great.
Doing great. And we do have some awesome stories and some awesome topics, but none of that will come before introducing our other special guest today, which is none other than my brother, Miguel. How you doing, pal?
Hello. How's it going? I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I was excited to have you on this one because we do have a big story off the top that is definitely in your wheelhouse. And, of course, I always like having a couple different perspectives on these things, especially when we have something as important to talk about as the Avengers. Because this is surely, it's not number one for my most anticipated film of the year. That goes to episode 9. But it's a close second. And it is certainly going to make the most money out of any film this year. We're less than a month out. Avengers tickets went on sale today. And before we get into it, I will say that this morning, I tried to stay up all night because I knew the tickets were coming out. And I fell asleep around 4 something. And I missed it. I woke up, the sun was out, and I was a mess. I tried to get up, ran to my car, tried to load up the line on my phone. I was not looking at it while I was in the act of driving, for the record, but it was there. And I started to drive to the movie theater, pulled over. I was a minute left, so I pulled over, and I got the tickets, and they're not great. But luckily, someone else got me better tickets, so all is well. But this is a big thing. It broke the Endgame pre-sale tickets already broke the record for most pre-sale tickets in a first day. In 8 hours. So that's pretty nuts, considering the previous record was held by something, that had all 24 hours to play with there. Who knows how long it's going to take for this record to be broken?
Yeah.
Of course it can happen with episode 9. I wouldn't be completely surprised. I think that mainly has to do with the marketing. But for a film that has marketed very little as far as what it's given us, they've given us multiple trailers and all, but they haven't given us much to actually take from these trailers,
Yeah.
It's pretty insane that this is happening, and that is surely just a testament to the overall universe that they've built thus far. But we did all get to check out the latest trailer they dropped. It's only a minute long. It's quick, but they give us some nice stuff. The question is, of course, how much of it is in the film? How much of it is real or misleading to us? I don't really care. What are your thoughts, reactions to this, G? What do you think of the trailer?
I thought it was awesome. Just immediately,
without giving you much,
Yeah. It's still sort of, stuck to the fact, everyone, who's anybody is going to see this movie. I think you've mentioned previously in other podcasts that, this is a cultural phenomenon thing. If you don't see this movie, you're out of the loop. It's a big cultural thing.
Yeah.
So it's it's smart that, they don't, and I'm with a lot of people. I like the fact that they don't give away much. I like walking in with I don't know where the story is, what's going to happen or anything, or what's real and what's misdirected. But I overall, just really enjoyed that it's a special look, I think, they called it.
Yeah.
And
it's a special look.
Yeah, just, some of the shots with Rocket and...
I know, you just see all their facial expressions they make me sad already because all I see on their face is loss.
Yeah.
and anguish and despair, and it's obviously carrying over from the end of Endgame. What do you think overall, Miguel, of the trailer? Was there anything that stood out to you specifically?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, it somehow made me even more excited for this movie than I already was. And one of the things that stuck out to me, just it was a quick little blink and you kind of miss it, was Tony Stark holding the picture of him and Peter.
Him and Pete.
And that just makes me sad inside. But also,
another great Thanos line in there.
Oh yeah.
What was the line? He said, what did he say?
Because I knew it had something to do with failure. Then it's and
it led you back to me.
Yeah.
And, that one hurt. And it's true. And you think back to the original Avengers film where you have that first confrontation where our three, heroes first meet as far as Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America when they've apprehended Loki, and, Thor comes to get him back. And they fight in the woods. And I've been seeing some side-to-side pictures of them there and now them walking together in this Endgame trailer. And, man, when they're walking, you could see Thanos sitting there waiting. And it makes me think, is this the beginning or the end of the fight? Is this the middle? It looks like there's carnage wrecked all over the place. In this movie, what if they're in New York here?
Yeah, I was about to say, where were they? That's what I didn't think about that.
Any thoughts on that, Miguel? Where do you think they are?
I honestly, zero clue.
Yeah.
I would guess New York just based off, like, the first trailer where we see them walking in front of I believe it was the Met Stadium.
Oh,
so
that's
maybe
right.
That's in that vein, in that area right there. But honestly, it's anyone's guess at this point.
Yeah, because, we see that. I do think that it is possible that they decimate the entire city.
Yeah. That could happen.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Which would obviously be like, come on. What's damage control going to do here? But,
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. But the question, then you get into this idea of, like, how much is too much,
Yeah.
I hope it's on Earth. And obviously, if that is on Earth, they're going to go back in time again and fix it, because you're not just going to leave a whole city massacred because, you're going to have too many casualties. It wouldn't make sense. But yeah, I just love that they give us a few more shots. I don't know if they're in there. I think that there may be a few things that, unfortunately, I saw some leaked pictures. I didn't mean to look at them. They just were on Instagram. And this is months ago, too. Images that made me believe that a certain scene or two may be misleading from this trailer, which is great. That's fine with me. I like being misled because it leaves, it gives them room to not give anything away in the actual movie. But if there's a shot in this trailer for both of you that you hope is in there, you could save one shot from this trailer. You could save one. What is it? If you want, I can go first.
No, I know exactly.
Okay, what's yours?
What mine is. The shot of Iron Man coming up to Captain America and asking him, "Do you trust me?"
Yeah. Then shook his hand.
Yeah,
he puts his hand up. Cap just stands there.
I need that in there.
But what if Cap, he says, "You trust me?" And Cap just looks at him. After a long while, Ja Rule pops up and says,
"I guess not."
Yeah, what about you, G? Is it the same one? Or are you saving something else?
Yeah, it's like literally the ending of the trailer. I like the three of them, just like that shot of just them walking up, and then you see, like you see in the background. Like, I like that shot. And
obviously we're zoomed in there. Do you think that it's going to be more zoomed out in the film? Do you think we're going to have a Hulk walking next to them, Black Widow on the other side, Hawkeye somewhere, or do you think it is them three?
Yeah, I think I wanted to get like the whole concept of the Hulk. Like, I know there's like what is it called? Like, isn't it like the world when he's
World War Hulk? Oh, no. World Breaker?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I do think that Hulk's going to flip in this movie. I think we're going to see him stronger than we've ever seen him.
Yeah.
I've been championing this idea for a long time, and it makes sense with what Kevin Feige said in a previous interview. This is around Thor Ragnarok. He said that because of the studio, the way that their rights work with Hulk is that they can't make a standalone film with him because those rights are with Universal. So basically, before Ragnarok, he sat down with Mark Ruffalo and, they had a talk about, if we were to do a Hulk arc, what would it look like? What would it be? And they decided on it, and they decided that it's going to take form over the next 3 films he's in, which would be Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Endgame, which means there's going to be, and you can say Hulk had one of the, most intriguing arcs of the whole film in Infinity War.
Yeah.
It's something that I didn't expect to happen. They misled us once again in the marketing. And if you've noticed, none of these trailers, none show the Hulk. And I think there's a very important reason to that. Not that he's not going to be in there. He is, for sure.
Because I love that line in Ragnarok where, he says, like, I feel like now he's taking control of the steering wheel. Because it's like, They're
going to have a mutual control, I think. Both are going to have a hand on the wheel.
Yeah, so it's like...
Once again.
But yeah, that's for me. That's the shot. I don't know if you did. You say yours?
Well,
The one shot you would like to remain. Not
if I
this one.
could, I keep just War Machine saying because they killed all our friends.
I mean,
No, that's not true. I do like the probably the same shot you talked about with them walking up to Thanos. I hope that's real. Or that shot of Cap all dirty rolling on the floor.
Oh yeah.
That one, it kind of seems like it would go in tandem with that shot we got from the last trailer.
Yeah.
Which is great, man. It's Cap is a man among gods here.
Because you showed me that little snippet in the comic.
Yeah, a couple panels in the Infinity Gauntlet comic of Cap standing up to Thanos. And what is that wonderful line he says? It's like, as long as one man stands,
Yeah.
you haven't won. That's paraphrasing, but
Yeah.
it's a powerful thing. And if you remember before Infinity War came out, there was a featurette where there's a picture at least of the Russos on set, and I think Feige may have been there, but they had the Infinity War and Gauntlet, like the whole saga, all the books, and they were riddled with sticky notes. And if you watch Infinity War, just in that movie alone, there's some really awesome frames that are basically taken right out of the comic. Switch some characters around, use what you have, but it's fantastic what they did, and I do believe they're going to be doing that more in Endgame as well. So I think we're definitely going to see, I just want it, a wide shot. You got Captain America standing all by himself on one side, Thanos on the other. He's the last man standing. Of course, they're going to regroup and have another go at him, but I do think that there's going to be a big, powerful moment and powerful dialogue between Captain America and Thanos alone.
Now, remember you said you had a couple of theories floating around.
Oh
here.
yeah, Miguel. I don't know if I don't think I've told you this theory, but
No, I don't.
I've just been thinking. I've been thinking, saying whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
With the time travel aspect most likely being implemented in this film,
Mm-hmm.
do you think the chances that someone gets sacrificed to get the Soul Stone before Thanos? What if they go to
Quicksilver.
No, not quick. They're gonna throw. Yep, they're gonna bring him back and
wait. Who did you just say? Who I think you said?
Yeah, G said it. All right, G said it. Blame him.
That hurt me internally and externally.
Like Scarlet Witch, she'd be
That
like,
makes sense.
oh my gosh, like, well, but what do you think about that? That whole
I don't know. I mean, I don't think so.
the whole sacrifice.
Because we don't trade lives.
Oh yeah, and then then Vision came and like, Captain, you've been fighting a war for.
Yeah, but it didn't work. Not trading lives. It didn't work. They lost. So like whatever it takes, right, Cap? And that's when Ant-Man throws Cassie off the cliff.
Oh no!
Like, yeah, there's a
Awful.
little one. I'm sorry, little one.
I'm sorry.
You said you wanted to be my partner, right? What's your chance?
Yeah,
No,
but that's a thing, Ant-Man's role.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we were talking about this before we started the show. I do think that there's a possibility that Ant-Man dies. I think
the
there's
Wasp could, yeah.
Yeah, because then the Wasp could take over the franchise. I'm not saying it's likely. I would say, okay, I'm going to put it out to the field. Over under 15%. Over under 12%. Ant-Man dies. I'm going to go under. I'm going to keep it at 10.
I'm gonna go under.
Yeah.
But I do think, but could you see that? I could see them killing him off.
Yeah.
And putting the Wasp into, taking over the franchise. You got Ant-Man the Wasp. Then you have the Wasp. They're all taking turns.
That's
yeah.
a little mean,
But then it's like, also, like, I was trying to see, like, I could ask the both of you, what do you think, like, Captain Marvel, in terms of her role, could be in all this? Like, because, you see that last, because what do you think if she could be in that, that little, if they widen up that shot at the end?
I mean,
what if she's there with them?
I don't think she should be. And that's not any disrespect to Captain Marvel. I do think she's going to be kind of like the marquee character of the MCU for Phase 4. But I just think that that you have to have a moment or a few that is the original 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to have Cap, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Widow, and the Hawk. The Ronin.
man.
The Ronin.
My man.
It's like like I forget. Yeah, like.
But what are they going to be doing? You know, that's the question. Where's Rocket in all of this? Well, we've seen. I think they are all there because if you look, they're all fighting in the same place.
Rocket and Nebula.
Nebula's there. You know, we've seen Iron Man there, Cap there, Thor. Now we see is there.
We're getting a lot of Nebula footage.
Yeah, because she's going to be a big part. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot.
Well, like in the last one where she was like charging, and then
Yeah, but like it's like she got one little scene in each, and that makes sense because she's a title character. What interests me more is that in the trailer, yes, a minor role. Is my boy Wong gonna be in this fight? Because he's in the trailer. I mean, he's in the poster. He hasn't been in any trailers, but neither has Okoye, and she's on the posters.
If Wong's in the fight, I'm sorry.
But who's gonna guard the sanctum?
The sanctum. Hey, whatever it takes. All right. Look, I'll paraphrase a quote from one of your guys' favorite characters. How can I be a protector of the sanctum if there's no sanctum to protect? You know what that's from?
No, I forget.
How can I be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, you're Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was like, wait, is that?
That's what Wong's gonna say.
Okay, that didn't make sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Look, they need Wong. I'm saying you guys are underestimating my boy Wong right here. He saved Tony Stark's life in Infinity War, and then he got an invite to his wedding.
No, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Did Doctor Strange? Nope. He's dead. He's dead, and Wong's alive.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm just thinking about like how in like, that scene, like there's still that scene with Hawkeye going into that like, tunnel thing.
Yeah, where's that? Is that in the same place that Ant-Man's at in the last trailer, where he's like pushing over a pencil, inflamed?
Well, that would be cool if they, they team up again. Like in the Civil War, they did the little arrow thing.
You got to do it.
But they were on the same team. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like
under ruse. And so now, obviously, we're pulling a lot from just this trailer, but I think that, that's what we're here to do. So, do you think... All right, I'm going to throw this out to the field, too. Who's dying? Who's dying in our original 6? And is there anyone dying outside of it? You think they're both dead?
Yeah, I think they're both dead.
See...
All right. I'm going to flip this on you. Over, under 50% both die.
Under.
Under?
I don't think they're both going to die. I think one's going to die and one's going to leave. If Iron Man dies, Cap's going back to live his life in the past. And if Cap dies, Iron Man is going away. He's going to the Bahamas. If Pepper is alive, she's going to take his technology away, and they're going to go live until like 5 years from now, and then we have that trailer. It's time for the Avengers to end.
It's like
the last Avenger.
Yes. Oh, look, man, that ain't bad.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad. They find him with a beard on a beach sipping Mai Tais. Hey, Tony, we need you.
Yeah, it's like, so what do you think?
What do I think? I think that, I think one of them are certainly dead. One of them. Cap or Tony. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you kill Thor, but...
Man, a lot of his people died, man.
I just watched Infinity War again today, and I snuck it into my Star Wars programming. It was tough to slot it in there, but I figured out a way. And man, that's such a poignant scene, I will say. Him and Rocket on the ship going to Nidavellir, where he talks about, like, your mom around? Killed by a dark elf. Your best friend? Stabbed in the heart. Huh? And he's that can be he's like, what if you're wrong? And he says, well, if I'm wrong, what more do I have to lose? And that was they brought so much levity to the character of Thor, because he's usually, especially in Ragnarok, which I love Ragnarok, but, he's always a pretty positive character, He's not, I won't say positive, but, what we have now. And to see this, like, all this pain and hurt in such a strong character really did do a lot for me as far as character development. Yeah. And, it would hurt me to see him go, because I always imagined that Cap was the only one that I felt that attached to. And now I will say Clint. It would really hurt if Clint died. until
Yeah.
I saw Iron Man get stabbed in Infinity War. And that one just made my stomach drop. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I care. I care a lot. And so I just don't know. Look, I haven't had... Look, G will be there to witness me in this movie, so there's no getting around it. If I tear up or something, if I shriek, if I faint,
Mhm.
someone's going to be there to witness, and unfortunately I can't get around that. But I also think Hawkeye's going to die. Sorry, Mikey.
I will cry.
I think we
I
got
will
a dead
straight
I think we got a dead
cry.
Hawk. What's the
I
life
don't think-
expectancy on
how
Hawks?
would he go?
I don't
man?
know. Let me check.
Look, because he's got a family.
So he's gonna like.
What if Natasha sacrifices Clint?
Oh my god!
I will be-
stop.
He's like, you
I
gotta
will
save
be
him.
Mad.
You gotta-
I will be
You gotta
Okay,
bring him
mad.
back.
I'm sorry, just seeing that scene of Black Widow just shooting the gun at the target, I would rather have her.
That's messed up, man.
Like, I'm like, nothing. What convinces me like she'll be like,
Dude, Black Widow's badass. All right, maybe she's not gonna kill Thanos. What if she shoots him in the eyeball? She got pretty good aim.
where was that in Infinity War?
She was dual wielding.
Yeah.
This is showing how serious she is. She's putting two hands on the Glock. All right.
Hey, I'm just saying, guys, they're gonna win. Hawkeye's in the battle. They're gonna win. They
Why?
gotta. When was the last time
you're
they
right.
lost to
Yeah.
You're
Hawkeye?
right. You're right.
I'm just saying.
That's true. It's an interesting statistic for all you out there, all you math fans. The Avengers have never lost a fight with Hawkeye.
That is true.
Never.
Not once. When was
Not
it? What
a
did he
single
say?
time.
I retired for 5 minutes and everything went to shit.
Exactly.
But okay, another thing is with the Avengers, when do you think we're going to see our characters come back? They're coming back.
They're coming back.
Yeah, but when? Do you think
Do
we
you think
get
they'll like? Do you think they'll show like like what's going on in their perspective throughout the film? Like, or will
No,
they show
no,
like
no.
all at one at
No.
all at
one
once
point.
if they show it all at once.
third act?
Yeah, they're not going to go throughout. I think that's unless they're also figuring out a way to
Yeah.
get back, which I don't think is going to happen. I think that'd be ridiculous if like they're fighting Thanos and all of a sudden it's like Doctor Strange is like, "Oh, I forgot my sling ring was in my back pocket." And just travels back. Assuming they're in some different soul dimension or soul world, which I think is probably the case because that's president in the comics. But yeah, Avengers Endgame coming in hot. We've got let's see, what's today? The second?
Yeah.
We got about 23 days until we watch it. And I'm excited. If Bob Iger's listening, because Bob Iger, friend of the show, just give us some premiere tickets. We'll be there.
Oh, we'll be there.
Yeah. Bob Iger, we need 3 of them, Bob.
We're
Just
brown
by
and
the way.
down.
Brown and Down is the name of our After Darks podcast. You can find that coming soon. But moving on, we do have some other topics to get to. I don't want to spend... This isn't the Avengers podcast. As much as I'd like to keep talking about it, there is another story that I would love to get into. And that has to do with another killer. We were talking about Thanos. This other guy, he's been killing for a long time. It has never made sense to me. But his name is Chucky. And I wasn't too excited about this new Chucky film coming out because, to be honest, anybody knows me knows I love horror. I'm a big classic horror fan. I love 70s horror especially. Child's Play never got me, I mean, I like the premise of the original. You have the serial killer and he's trapped inside a doll, and that makes sense. It doesn't make sense how Chucky would just kill all these people. He's a doll. Just kick him. But, turn him off. But
Close the door.
yeah, close the door on it. Just lock it. But then something was announced, which completely changed my tune on the entire film. And, it's not something I expected. And I think that I don't think there's anything feasibly possible they could have done to make me more excited for this film. And what would that be?
Mr. Markham.
Mark Hamill himself is voicing Chucky, the wonderful Mark Hamill, my hero Mark Hamill, Mr. Star Wars, Luke Skywalker, the Joker Mark Hamill. He has been, he's definitely one of the best voice actors of all time.
He is, yeah.
All time. And that's saying something because there are so many voice actors that people, hold dear to their heart. There's so many fantastic voice actors, but Mark Hamill is in an elite group,
Mm-hmm.
And to have him come on as Chucky, I was shocked first off, and then I was just completely excited and can't wait for that movie to come out. At this point, I don't care about anything in the movie besides hearing Mark Hamill be Chucky. I mean, because he's going to give us something awesome. He's going to do something different. He could even be the Joker as Chucky, and I'll be down. Which would be kind of lazy, but I'm down for it. Did it, Miguel? I'll toss this to you first because you're the least horror loving person here.
Yeah.
Does this get you in the theater? First off,
yeah. Honestly,
does it?
Yeah.
And Mike,
I see Mark Hamill, and I'm like almost guaranteed to go see whatever he's in.
let me ask you another
the
question.
Internet's grandfather.
He is the
and
internet's
I
grandfather.
adore him.
I adore him as well. But were you going to see this movie before?
No, not one bit.
I just wanted to make that clear for everybody.
No.
Yeah, you add Mark Hamill. That's awesome, and I hope we get to see it together. It's gonna be. I didn't care about this movie before this news came, and I just didn't care. I assumed they were gonna get someone that sounded like Chucky. I can't. I hope Mark Hamill starts cussing like a sailor in this movie. I want to hear it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's got that R
Chucky's
rating.
got a bad mouth.
Got that R rating too.
Yeah, and of course we saw him, voice the Joker for years now, for decades really.
Mm.
But Joker isn't throwing F-bombs around. Chucky is. I hope.
Yeah. So yeah.
What does this do for you? Does this raise your excitement, Shirley?
Yeah.
As someone who's going to Chicago for Star Wars Celebration?
It was pretty much the same thing happened. Like initially I had the same reaction. Like the trailer didn't quite work out for me. I just didn't like how
grand it was.
How grand and big it was. Like seeing all those people, I'm like, okay.
He's a toy.
Yeah. It's like, cause like that, you can't make a distinction between that. Like he's a toy. Like there's just like, it just, you get lost and you get out of it. But then.
Yeah. Like I have some toys in my room. If it came to life, I would just close the door, throw a blanket on it. I don't know.
Yeah. So basically Mark Hamill, hearing him be the voice of Chucky has allowed me to have further excitement and much more, just looking forward to seeing this movie. And yeah, I think, when does it come out? Like what, June?
No,
Summer?
I think it's a fall movie.
Oh, okay.
I think it's either October or September. Hopefully October.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a pretty special treat for me. And yeah, you better believe I'm going to be in there opening night. We do have a dilemma coming up.
It is a summer movie.
It's a summer movie. That's what I said. It's coming out in
June
July.
21st.
Yeah, I said it's coming out in June. June when?
21st.
Good to know. We do have a dilemma coming up this week. This isn't on the itinerary for the topics. It's going to be quick. But we have Pet Sematary and Shazam both coming out on Thursday. Question is, what do we watch? What do we watch? Because Shazam is, if this was about 2 weeks ago, I would say Pet Sematary, without a doubt. There has been wonderful buzz about Shazam, and there's been wonderful buzz about Pet Sematary. And of course, both G and I weren't left completely pleased when we watched Us. And so I feel like we're both sort of searching for that horror fix, because it's been a while. We've seen some pretty bad horror movies this year, and not saying that Us was bad, but it wasn't what I needed to satiate my horror taste.
Yeah, in terms of, it's good movie, but the horror,
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, Miguel, what are you seeing first? I think it's an easy question.
Yeah, it's an easy question. I'm seeing Shazam first, because I'm not a horror guy.
Yeah. What about?
But I am intrigued, so I think I will end up seeing.
I hear it's pretty
Cemetery
gruesome,
in the
man.
next week.
Yeah, that's the word we've been getting.
Gruesome.
Ooh.
I wish I could see it with you. Not for the squeamish is what I hear, but They got John Lithgow, you know? I'm sure he's gonna...
Yeah.
Gee, what are we doing
Jason
now?
Clark. What?
Huh?
We got Jason Clark.
Yeah, Jason Clark.
I know, yeah. I was thinking about two completely different movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yeah, there's that horror fix. Because, like, you know, we haven't... I think that, yeah, from start of this year? I don't know if
we saw The Prodigy.
Okay, yeah. Wait, what about the... Oh, yeah, well, Mr. Glass, no, that's not horror, but... Yeah,
no,
The Prodigy.
Yeah, not Glass.
The Prodigy was
Prodigy.
like the horror. That was like a horror movie. So,
Oof.
yeah, so I think I really do. I feel the same way. I really do want to get that because I could wait for Shazam. I could see that later.
Yeah.
It's not gonna like change anything. Like
maybe I'll have to do a back-to-back. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I feel like Pet Sematary is the one also because I need it.
Yeah.
Pet Sematary, Thursday, we are coming for you. Most likely. Minds can change, all right? But it's funny because we're talking about Pet Sematary, and obviously, cemeteries are where you put the dead. But what happens when they come back? Jim Jarmusch is planning to tell us exactly that in the first trailer of his movie, The Dead Don't Die. And this is something that was a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. I hope you guys get that. It came out on April 1st, which made me nervous.
Both written and directed by him.
Yeah, but the problem was when the trailer came out, it was April Fool's Day, and it's such a joke of a trailer. And I mean that in the best way.
Yeah.
Like, it's so jokey, and like I was like, hold up. There's a lot of stars in this. I smell a joke. I better not wake up tomorrow or see the end of this trailer and it's just Adam Driver like April Fools and April Ghouls.
Yeah, the way he says ghouls, he's in for an Academy Award. I'm telling you right now. That is
look. But I've been hearing stories about this. They've been reporting on this for quite a while, so it is a real film. We all got to check out the trailer, and I mean, dude, what the hell? This is perfect. I don't even I love recently. I think it was a month ago when I went on that zombie binge.
Oh yeah,
I just watched every zombie movie ever made. Not ever made, but I watched most of them. And I'm always yearning for a good zombie movie. I love spoofs. Zombieland is fantastic. We're getting number 2 this year, but this came out of nowhere. And there's so many big Adam Driver, Bill Murray, Kate Blanchett.
It's Tilda Swinton.
It is Tilda Swinton,
Yeah.
not Kate Blanchett. I always Tilda Swinton. The boy Steve Buscemi.
He's in this. I was
we
so
got
happy to see him.
I think who is it? The RZA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He's in this movie. Shout out Wu-Tang Clan. Dude. And just like that dry humor of Adam Driver. I was talking to you about this before, G. I don't know if I told you, Miguel, but it is my dream. Like if I was directing a comedy, I want a father-son road trip comedy with Adam Driver as the son and the father being Ray Romano.
Oh,
that is
my
all.
goodness.
I want it so badly, and it's just, it would be perfect. But that's just a tangent. I mean, this looks like it's going to be a cult classic, like an instant cult classic.
Yeah.
This movie. You get that taste of Zombieland, Shaun of the Dead, even a bit of Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, they kind of tease it like the beginning of George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, which is awesome. And yeah, if people haven't seen Night of the Living Dead, go check that out. Have either of you guys seen it?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Well, you got some homework.
Okay.
But yeah, that happened. And any other thoughts? Do you guys think that this... Okay, what's the zombie movie to see then? Zombieland 2 or The Dead Don't Die?
It's hard.
Tomorrow, you can walk into a theater and you have one choice. 2 doors right here. Theater 1, Theater 2. One is Zombieland 2. One is The Dead Don't Die. You can only see one. What is it?
Well, it's tough to say because it's I've seen this trailer.
Yeah, but you've seen Zombieland.
What about Zombieland 2?
But the point is you have something to go off of.
Yeah, that's true. But
I'm going Dead Don't Die.
Same. And it's
Yeah.
pretty easy for me. Even though I'm incredibly excited for Zombieland 2, it's not close.
Yeah, what is it? An Irish samurai? Tilda Swinton?
Yeah.
What in the world?
And I just, dude, the way they open the trailer, what do you think? I say zombies. That's just like that right there. I was hooked. I was ready. I was ready to go. And I just love, when they slowly roll up to the zombie and he just cuts his head off. And you played some minor league ball, didn't you? It's great. Jim Jarmusch, thank you, sir. We're gonna have a discussion about Us that is going to be spoiler heavy, so I'll let everybody know who hasn't seen the film yet to tune out when that comes. But I do want to squeeze one more thing in there. We do have a podcast called The Fan Awakens, and we're going to be at Star Wars Celebration next week. Of course, we're going to be covering things. We're going to be, on the scene. But that doesn't mean we can't talk about a little Star Wars here. So I do want to have a quick little discussion on this. Did you get to see that potential leaked poster, Miguel?
Yes, I did. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
But I saw it.
Yeah, we did too. We had a whole discussion on The Fan Awakens, which you can find on Fanema.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Fan Awakens podcast. We did talk about it and the legitimacy of it. And, okay, so at first, I was like, this isn't real. I don't think it's real. I thought it was very fan-made. Mark Hamill came on Twitter and said that it was a very well fan-made poster. But then I started to think, because my first indication that I didn't think it was real was that there's no title. And why would they make this poster without the title?
Uh-huh.
Because I have all the Star Wars posters here for the the new films we've gotten since 2015, and they all say Star, the title, and then Wars, all of them. Which led me to, after a lot of consideration, maybe this is one of those. And I did see it somewhere, a leaked retail poster, which makes me think this is the one you see in Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, they're official posters, but they're not like the official film poster. Yeah. Like, they're always different from what you get in the theater. And that makes sense to me. But 3PO, Bowcaster, and Ray Staff, what's going on?
He's got to let him know that one of the languages he speaks is death.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because we hadn't talked about it yet. And also, did you hear about the bounty hunter character? Well, they're expecting her to be a bounty hunter.
Carrie Russell?
Carrie Russell? No, never mind. Anyways, when I look at this movie, I think of family. And, all of us around here, I consider you all family, okay? Everybody listening, you're all family to me. And another family that was in distress recently was the family in Us. And, of course, we saw the film, and we all have interesting takes on it. Now, this is going to get spoiler heavy. If you have not seen Us, I highly recommend you stop listening and subscribe. And then go watch the movie and come back and listen to the rest. But I want to have a little spoiler talk about Us. We can all give our thoughts. We can give what we liked, what we didn't. And yeah, are you guys down for that real quick?
Yeah.
All right. Well then. We came out of Us. I didn't exactly know how I thought about it. I had to really sit with it for a while. I knew that I loved the score. The score is maybe the best score of the year so far. I actually will feel pretty sound in saying it's my favorite score of the year. To this point.
Yeah.
But I had this feeling of unsatisfaction, maybe. First off, I saw, and this is a case with a lot of people, and I've heard some people say that they didn't mind. Some people said it made their experience better. For me, it made my experience vastly worse that I saw the twist coming. A lot of people saw it coming. I didn't think it was a bit of a surprise. We're doing spoilers here. So the fact that Lupita Nyong'o's character is shown to have been taken when she was a kid, and her place was taken by the doppelganger early on in her life. Yeah, that was not... It was supposed to be a big twist. Didn't happen for me. I do have a couple questions. So, they say they're clones, or doppelgangers of us. And they're supposed to be the same as us. They're humans. They're not... they're eating pretty poorly. They're eating live rabbit, so they can't be that well nourished, first off. But when they first roll up to the house, you see the daughter just free climbs a tree. Like she crawls up that thing. How?
Something in the rabbits, I guess.
I just don't get it. Like, sometimes I'm like, okay, they seem a little superhuman. Like,
Yeah.
no, we're the same. And they clearly are. So that messes up with some of the rules. Why can the girl, the doppelganger... Why can the doppelganger of the daughter just run without getting tired? Effortlessly, forever. She just sprints. Straight face, not even breathing. It takes advanced breathing technique when you're running.
Yeah.
So that's why the rules of the film just confused me left and right. That was strike one. Strike two was me seeing the twist. I guess that was strike one. The rules not making sense to strike two. I've read a lot of screenwriting books. I do some writing myself. And important thing is, and not that I think the movie's poorly written per se, because I think Jordan Peele's an incredibly talented writer. I think he directed the hell out of this movie, got Lupita Nyong'o's best performance of her career out of her, which is saying something, because she has tons of great performances, but really every performance she's ever done is pretty great. But I just didn't, and we talked about this a bit as well, G, the idea of, there were some great moments of tension that were sort of ruined by jokes. And I propose that perhaps it was a conscious decision to make the film more accessible to non-horror fans, per se. But I don't think that's really an excuse for me to, take the tension out of a horror film. It's the reason it's horror, He said it himself. He had said some remarks saying it wasn't really horror, but then he went on Twitter and said, no, it is horror. What do you think, G?
Yeah, because it's just me thinking about, literally, I think it's, the first quarter, the first half of the... Yeah, the
Fantastic.
First
basically up to the house.
Yeah, that's it.
Until they leave the house.
Yeah. And so it's the build, I like the eeriness, the score, when the score kicks in, and then the slow panning out of just okay, you're feeling okay, this is very eerie. Basically, yeah, that was Lupita Nyong'o's phenomenal work as well. But yeah, it was just it, and then it's exactly once they get to the house. And that was the problem. Once they left the house. And the rules. And I think there was another rule we talked about, how, okay, do the doppelgangers only attack themselves?
Yes.
Or do they... Yeah,
because
we got to the house.
That started to change. Yeah, we got to the house. And, Mikey, this is something we pointed out, where I was talking to G about, was, we got to see some clips and some things of them, other doppelgangers killing themselves, right?
Yeah.
And then they just kill themselves and go right to the line. So then why did their friends not do that? Why did they kill their doppelgangers, their real world people, and then just chill at the crib?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I thought the Alexa thing or whatever Google was, so that pissed me off.
Yeah, because it was
it's call the cops. Call the police. Play F the police. Doubt. Pressing X.
Yeah, it's just because we know there's a profound message in this movie.
Yep, I don't care.
Yeah, but it's because I just couldn't help but think about Get Out, because of course I'm gonna be thinking about that walking into this, because my expectations were through the roof with us. I was okay,
same.
I was gonna expect Get Out level movie, but
the funny thing is, when I saw Get Out at first, I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
And through rewatches, I've grown to love it. I've liked it more and more. With Us, not the case. I'm liking it less the more I think on it.
Because it's just I'm wondering about how. Yeah, some of the there's just, sometimes we talk about the topic of you can walk out with more questions than answers, and then sometimes that can be good, but I walked out with it was just too confusing to understand the world, what was happening, what are the rules, and that was a big thing.
And I think I like when movies have meanings. I like when they have subtext and
themes and all
themes, but not when it's so shoving it down your throat and it's here, look, there's a message. I just felt overwhelmed by it. It took over the whole movie, and it just sort of that along with I just feel he buried the meaning too deep into it. Where I know for a fact, because I've heard a lot of people, general moviegoers, people I just, talk to here and there,
yeah.
talk about, they don't see the message, and that's not their fault. It's just like, oh man, that was a cool movie where the girl was switched, like, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, we talked about how that's where their analysis could stop. It's like, okay, and then they can make their judgments about the movie at that point. Like, oh, the girl, that's the switch, that's the big thing. Like, oh my gosh, and then but like in Get Out, the big moment was, like, oh, his girlfriend was in on this as well. And it's like,
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but then here, it just kind of like people knew what was coming.
Yeah, we knew it was
I
coming.
did not Get Out. I had no clue.
No.
She was so good.
She was fantastic.
Like, I had no.
What's her name?
Does it start with Allison?
No, it's Allison Williams.
Something like that.
Williams?
I don't know.
No.
Let me check.
But yeah,
Fact checker Miguel on the case.
like
I feel so mad for forgetting this.
Allison Williams.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's just walking away from this. Yeah, I just left, and I kept trying to think about it, and I just I just don't see myself like rewatching it. But
there's some things to take from this though.
yeah,
He directed the hell out of his actors. Winston Duke's great. The kids are really damn good. Lupita Nyong'o, tour de force performance. Score is better than Get Out score for sure. And there's not a lot directing wise. It's pretty immaculate of a movie. Creative choices that I didn't like, I've already discussed. I think that it was a bit too jokey at times. And yeah, there's a lot of rules that make zero sense. Why is the son able to like control his doppelganger?
And what about the others? Yeah, like
where did they get all these scissors?
Yeah, and it's just
Matching outfits.
Oh yeah.
And like, I mean, it's like, yeah, there's all these underground subway systems, but not enough to fit the whole population. Honestly,
yeah, like immediately, like the way it started, I was so intrigued.
Same.
With the quote and like the score, like it's just all when it get to the house, like
the opening
no. This is what I remember. We were talking about like this was much more expansive than we had anticipated.
Yes, because I assumed it was pretty much going to be all contained in the house.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, this is going to be really
or to that lake kind of.
Yeah, the lake. Yeah, that just that general area.
Yeah.
But then they definitely like started expanding more. I was like, okay,
It's like, okay, this is a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
All right. Same deal with why I'm scared for Chucky. I don't need him tearing up an entire Costco in a town and like setting the world on fire. It's like, where's Iron Man? The doll is running amok.
But yeah, it's just it's just like.
And something, people are making comparisons right now of Jordan Peele to M. Night Shyamalan, and that's because check this out. It's not that far fetched of a thing. It's not that they're saying anything bad about Jordan Peele yet. Yeah. They're just saying that, because people were out here, and no disrespect to Jordan Peele, I love the guy and I love what he's doing with his movies, and he's doing a lot of things. He's not just doing movies. He's doing The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
He can go back to comedy anytime he wants. And he's making these movies for so cheap. He's going to be able to do this for his whole career. Same reason why M. Night is still making whatever the hell he wants, because he funds his own movies at this point because he makes so much money off of them. But, M. Night started off, he had Praying with Anger, Wide Awake, but when he really got broken out as The Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense came out and people flipped. People loved it. It was a big thing, kind of like how Get Out was. Then he made Unbreakable, and beyond what people say, it was not the biggest thing. It was like some people really liked it, but like now everybody seems to hail Unbreakable.
Yeah.
It was not some big like, oh man, that was the best superhero. No one was saying that.
Yeah.
It was fine. I like Unbreakable fine. I like it quite a bit. But, it's not like top 10 superhero movies or anything like that.
Basically.
Then you had Signs. People were down with Signs. And then he hit The Village. Lady in the Water. The Happening. The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
After Earth. That's a 5-movie streak. Especially those last 4, After Earth, Last Airbender, The Happening, and Lady in the Water. Hands down, 4 of the worst films ever made. Ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, and you look, and it's not that he didn't have anything to work with. You look at the Lady in the Water cast: Paul Giamatti, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jeffrey Wright. I mean, those are really, really talented actors, you know? And it didn't work. You go to The Happening, once again, he has talent. He has Zooey Deschanel, John Leguizamo, Mark Wahlberg. I think, wasn't Michael Pena in the movie?
I wouldn't doubt.
Either way, you know, these are like, this is talent. Will Smith, that was a complete curve, and I never forgive him for that. And that was after The Last Airbender. Which, you know, yeah. Dev Patel. He had Dave Patel. That movie was bad. That is terrible.
Michael Pena was not in The Happening.
But then he came back with The Visit. Thank you, fact checker Mikey. He came back with The Visit, which I love. And I'm so mad I didn't see it in theaters.
Yeah.
I remember that you know, Shyamalan, he has a twist. That twist worked for me.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Visit, Miguel?
No, I haven't.
Dude,
dude,
you gotta watch it.
I don't know.
It'll scare the hell out of you.
That's a pretty...
That gives me more reason not to see it.
Dude, it will scare you. My
heart. Wow.
Same.
It's
same. It got me too.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
We're not doing a good job.
I know which one this is.
You do?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, do you know what happens?
Sir. No, sir.
Do you know
I don't know what happens.
Okay.
But no, sir.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you know, us, if I had to give it a rating, would it be positive? I think it would be the lowest positive score
7,
I can give.
Like 7?
6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, because I think you know, technically and everything, I can't ignore the performances. I can't ignore the score. It just didn't work for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad movie. To me, it's not that great. But nonetheless, it is what it is. And we got Pet Sematary coming up. We got a lot of interesting horror now. We got Chucky to look forward to. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sad that I can only name 2 for you. But I can only... Oh, wait. Annabelle. We got a trailer for that. I'll be honest. Didn't love it.
Yeah.
Didn't like the trailer that much. And I was pretty sad because...
Who's doing this? I forget.
It's a different director. You know, someone James Wan hired. I'm pretty upset because this is a big deal for me. Because you have the return of the Warrens. And I don't like the idea of anyone taking the Warrens besides James Wan. I want him in charge of the Warrens. Because, have you seen the trailer?
Director?
Yeah, I sort of remember.
It just came out a day or 2 ago?
Yeah.
And it just seems so dumb. It seems dumb. Like, the Warrens to have their daughter have this friend who's such an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, she's such an idiot.
Yeah, like that whole thing like took me out. Like
same.
Like what? Like
parents
are you
have some cool stuff, right? It's like, yeah, but don't go in there because it's all possessed. And I've seen that in my head. And my mom's really messed up. Basically, is what she should tell her. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna go in there.
And,
okay, I'm gonna mess with Annabelle.
That line.
What?
What did you touch?
Yeah.
I was
everything.
Like
everything.
And I was like, what? Like,
what's she doing? You know, she's winding up the monkey. She's playing with Annabelle. She's playing dress up. I just hated it.
Cause I'm this. You'd feel like the security of this room would be like,
yeah,
like not just like some flimsy like, no,
nah.
like, yeah, like
you got to do the Peter Panda dance just to get in.
Basically, that's a good. Basically,
that's how that Annabelle should be locked down. What do you do when you're in the groove?
Hey man, that could be copywritten.
That's all I'm gonna say. But look, that's the point. She has the dumbest friend on the planet.
I thought it was a babysitter.
Because like
then it's a babysitter. Whoever, that's poor parenting.
Because it's like they're hyping it up as the Conjuring universe. And what's the last movie we got was Creation?
No, we had The Nun.
Oh yeah, and then The Nun sort of was like...
Yeah, I did not like The Nun whatsoever.
The Creation, was the last one.
I love Creation.
Yeah, Annabelle Creation was like the last one that, like, because this is how much we hype up the Conjuring universe and what it could be in that room.
Well, not what it could be, what it is.
Yeah, what it is, and then what they could do with that room.
Yeah, what they could do. And
this is what they do.
It doesn't even look like that. And my problem is inconsistency in the world now, because I understand if this is an offshoot, like with The Nun, you can do whatever you want. It does still have consistent, like the way it's shot. This looks nothing like a James Wan production to me. the production value looks way below The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. And that bothered me as well, the way it's shot. Very un-James Wan-like from the trailer from what I can see. I mean, I'm excited just to see Patrick Wilson and...
Forget her name, yeah.
Oh, please. One sec. Don't tell me. You guys continue talking. Vera Farmiga.
Yeah.
To see them back on screen, I'm so excited. But at what cost? I just don't want to see them ruined. I just don't want to see them get a bad storyline. And I guess that's the typical... I should be grateful that I've gotten 2 good movies with them, because horror, typically you get 1.
That is true. But like, you think, like, they're gonna put his name all over the thing, like,
Yeah, and deservingly so. I'm sure he had a big hand in it.
Because I'm wondering, like, how much he
was working on Aquaman, and he's getting DC checks now, so he's doing a lot. He's working on The Curse of La Llorona. He has his hands in a lot of pots. He's kind of becoming the J.J. Abrams of horror, in a way.
Would you like to know the director of this one?
Yes.
Gary Daberman.
Oh, Gary. What else has he done?
Let's see. What else has this man done? The Nun. It.
Wait. Did he direct The Nun?
He might have. Let's see. That's known for writing Conjuring spin-off horror movies such as Annabelle Creation, The Nun. And he also wrote Annabelle Comes Home.
Okay.
And he co-wrote It, the new one.
Oh, yeah. I do know him. That's right. All right. Well, so it's his directorial debut?
Yeah, look.
Damn.
So.
That makes sense. Obviously he understands the universe. I just wish they would have given him, the Crooked Man or something else that isn't the Warrens. Although if the Crooked Man comes in, I want the Warrens to be involved in that too. But, They mean a lot to me. The Conjuring is my favorite horror movie that's like since 2000. 96. It's my favorite horror movie since Scream, probably. And so I really love it. And I just care about the characters, and I'm a bit nervous about how they're going to be handled, because the trailer didn't sell me. I'll say that. Hopefully the second trailer does something new. We had some interesting shots. Are we going to have Patrick Wilson playing Elvis on a ukulele or guitar? Who knows?
But yeah, it's that yeah. So, well, I mean, he wrote Creation.
Yeah, but he also wrote The Nun.
That is, yeah.
Need the blood of Jesus Christ. Come on.
There's a lot of lines.
Come on. The writing of that movie was not good. Mm-hmm. The connection.
Oh yeah.
To the Conjuring from that film was fantastic.
Yeah.
All the connective tissue in this universe has been great. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I think that's that's episode 15. I think that's going to be it for us. Thank you for stopping by, Miguel, all the way there from CSUMB. Thank you, G, for stopping by all the way from that chair right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like right here.
And with that, that is going to be it for the 9th time of me saying it. That's really it. You gotta leave. You go subscribe and then leave. Go do something. Go watch something. I don't know.